It's a provincial capital in the Shan state. One of the many major towns the rebels have captured in the last month and a half. Punjab loses one base after another. Their troops fleeing or surrendering before the advancing rebel forces. The rebels say that even Myanmar's soldiers don't want to fight. When we captured military positions, we found that military soldiers had many weapons and ammunition left, but they had abandoned their positions. Military soldiers could fight with these weapons if they want to, but they decided to run away. It shows that military soldiers don't want to fight with leadership immediately. This may just be a way to demoralize military troops. But if it's true, then the question arises. How? The answer is obvious.
China's happy to see the parties in the conflict in northern Myanmar hold peace talks and achieve positive results. We are ready to continue to provide support and facilitation in this end.
China has been supporting the junta for years. It also has good ties with some of the ethnic armed groups in Myanmar. Beijing has been advancing its interests.
This is dispatch. I got a job going right now.
So it likely doesn't want the status quo to change, which is why China has been acting as a mediator, pushing for a ceasefire in Myanmar. It even announced a truce last Thursday, but it looks like Beijing spoke too soon, because the very next day, the rebels took over Namsan. There are reports of fighting in other regions as well, like the Rakhine state in the west. Rebels say they've also taken over a junta base in the regional capital, Sittwe. They're also accusing the junta of resorting to indiscriminate bombardment. They say that the military is dropping bombs in civilian areas of desperation. The fighting in Myanmar has displaced over 300,000 and entered neighboring nations like India. The Indian border states of Mizoram and Manipur have seen a large influx lately. Reports say over 6,000 refugees have now crossed over the Manipur. The chief minister of the state is concerned. He says India cannot take the development that refugees must be allowed in on humanitarian grounds, peace to you, but provisions need to be made so that when people can what someone is over. However, all the fighting needs to stop.
Now let's talk about the definition of a civil war, a political civil war. The group found in South Africa is called Jacob Zuma. He was the political event from Saturday that certified the first trial. The target is Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of South Africa, Zuma's successor and co. Jacob Zuma said, and I quote, "It would be a betrayal to campaign for Ramaphosa's party." The ANC, the African National Congress, also the party of Nelson Mandela. ANC first came to power in 1994 after South Africa won freedom from the apartheid rule. The same party has won every election since. Every election since 1994, the ANC has come out of top. Jacob Zuma was also an ANC leader. He belonged to the same party. So is Ramaphosa. Now Zuma is a veteran. He says he will go to the party.
I will vote for the Contour MK party. I call on all South Africans to join me in taking the important step and to vote for the MK party.
Zuma is 81 years old, a politician who rose during South Africa's struggle against crime. The young man who spent a decade in jail. The infamous Rock Lion. He fought along with Nelson Mandela and other freedom fighters. So why did Zuma abandon the party? The party is not so hard for. Let's cliche as it sounds. Zuma says, it is to save the ANC from
lopen en dit wat klaar. We zijn verzegelde rondweg klaar.
I got a pickup not too far from you. Sending you the address now.
From President Ramaphosa. A long history. The story goes back to 1991. That's when Ramaphosa and Zuma first went head to head. Both stood for the post of ANC Secretary General. Ramaphosa won, and Zuma settled for the post of Deputy Secretary General in 1991. And since then, Zuma ran. In 2009, he also became President of South Africa. Zuma ruled the country for almost 9 years. In 2018, he was forced to step down. There were allegations of corruption. So his rights to the party, Ramaphosa, took over. Now Zuma is under legal scrutiny, although he's no stranger to control. He's been linked to corruption scandals for years, including the country's most famous scandal. The 1999 South African arms deal. Jacob Zuma is said to have benefited from with inflated prices and opaque procurement. The typical defense scandal. He's embroiled in one. Zuma has been indicted in this case multiple times, but the proceedings have been dropped or delayed for various reasons. Technically, he's still being questioned. So 24 years after the arrest, he's not been convicted. He says the case is politically motivated, and that is a ploy by his enemies like Ramaphosa to keep him out of politics. The arms deal is not going to stay in Zuma. There are also his infamous ties with the Pushka government.
There were a lot of reviews, but
Het enige waar ik zit is geen ik ga met hem. Nee, het hele fucking meeting. Ik ga zelf denken,
was
how
from
en nee, niks hè. Handelen. Maar het is het dan, dit is het belangrijk. Ik ga voelen dat het of ik zoek hem zelf op. Of jij bent.
They went to South Africa in 1993 and they were always told to make it through. Zuma told them they were accused of unlimited influence in South Africa. Critics say the book has effectively captured history and this is what precipitated Zuma down. And he says he will not support his party. Ramaphosa has a tough election ahead. The opposition parties have forged a coalition with the ANC naturally have a fight on the flank. Jacob in a position to influence opinions, badly played. The former president is still popular, still influences society and number of votes, maybe even enough to shift the election away from the ANC. Can Ramaphosa always not allow not. The election is still conservation.
We hebben iedere week een briefing met de OVJ en daar wordt alles gedeeld en besproken.
Today is International Migrants Day. In 1990, the United Nations decided to honor migrants.
Ik laat niet checken naar alles wat heeft gedaan de afgelopen 2 jaar.
But there is not really very much to celebrate. Everywhere you look, migrants are still a problem. Tonight we focus on
Ik vind ze niet veel meer.
most European countries protect liberal democratic values and human rights. Practically the opposite way. Trying to get rid of immigrants. The UK has the controversial Rwanda deportation plan that inspired Germany to do the same. But Italy has struck the blow. Albania outsourced and the Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni is going viral. An old video of hers says Islam is not compatible with Europe.
I've seen this year in terms of regular migration is record historic levels being superseded. So, for instance, in the Americas, when people have crossed through the barrier rapidly, we've seen highest number of deaths, for example, of migrants in the Mediterranean.
Was delivered by an official of the International Organization for Migration, the UN-related agency in charge of celebrating International Migrants Day.
I got a customer for you right now.
October 18th is supposed to be a day to celebrate the contribution of migrants to society. But increasingly, we hear alarm bells ringing when it comes to migration, specifically unregulated or illegal migration.
This year, already more than 36,000 irregular arrivals by sea to Canary Islands. Out of those, more than 4,000, maybe 4,500 unaccompanied minors. This is a true challenge for these beautiful islands to deal with such a huge arrival that we see and have seen this year.
That's a sobering problem that Europe is facing. Every year, hundreds of thousands try and migrate to Europe. Some do this to escape persecution back home, others do it to try and make a better life for themselves. Thousands take to the Mediterranean Sea and ramshackle boats. Many lose their life in the process. Whatever their reason, the migrants are entering Europe in an unregulated manner. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is more dangerous.
Criminal gangs will find ever cheaper ways to buy their illegal trade. They will exploit our humanity, and they think nothing of putting people's lives at risk when they put them in these boats at sea. And our enemies will also see that we are unable to deal with this, and then they will so increasingly use migration as a weapon, deliberately driving people to our shores to try to destabilize our society.
That's a very alarming prediction of the weaponization of migration. So is Europe doing it? Some countries are trying to work out novel solutions. Some in the government want to deport migrants to Rwanda.
Is dat nou 10 keer wat ik zeg dat ik het niet ga doen? Ik heb er geen zin in.
That might put this in a solution. It's not a done deal, but that's sort of the strategy. And it seems to have inspired the German as well. The leader of Germany's Christian Democrats party said that they might opt for this third country solution as well. His party is the opposition in Germany.
Als ik die naam nog geef, dan ligt er morgen in een kogel en ze komt op straat. Hè? Maar is toch
There are
niet
UN refugees.
I've got someone for you.
als je zee gaat, dan kom je nooit meer aan af. Er komt alleen maar ellende. Luister, ja, dat is nou wat er gaat betekenen. Probeer alleen maar over mensen heen te komen. Dan pakken ze met jou aan de hand zo'n laatst. Die afspraak in de rechtszun, die was omdat Alex wilde samenwerken met Koreaan. Wist jij van die afspraak? Hierdoor, die willen ze ons, ja, die wil je nou, wij, samen. Die lijn die heeft opgezet met Israël, de bouwketen, de hele handel, de doel voor alles. En Alex het vast afgeven. Ja, daar komen de politie bij, het handelen. Ondertussen zullen we koken zakken. En stuur Max naar de beste kliniek die je kan vinden. Hoef je nooit meer zorgen te maken, de rest van je leven. Het enige wat je nu moet doen is met eruit afleggen.
Europe still has no solution to the crisis. Whatever the religion or country of origin, Europe says it does not want any more migrants.
So we expect to see a continued upward trend in regular migration because of labor shortages of the so-called global north and regional population in the global south.
If Europe continues to drain